Hey, welcome back. This is Jeffrey, and I'm continuing my look at the Boox Note Air 3C. Now, if you missed my unboxing and first impressions video, you can check that out up here. Otherwise, this is my impressions after 24 hours of usage. Now, it's been about 24 hours since I've used this, and I've been taking a running notes of my thoughts as I've been using it. And you can see that one of my main concerns in the unboxing video was the battery life. And I don't know if you can see this, but in the 24 hours since I've been using this, it's gone down to about 22%. When I opened the box, that was 85%. So over 60 percentage points down on the battery in the 24 hours. And I certainly wouldn't say I've been using it heavily. I've written some notes. I did like 3 pages of handwritten notes. I've looked at some PDFs. I transferred a couple PDFs over Wi-Fi to it, which was pretty seamless and cool. But I haven't done any web browsing, no like video or audio work. I downloaded 2 apps, installed those, and I feel like I haven't used it very heavily. And 60%. That's a lot for 24 hours, and I'm concerned about that. But let's go down some of this list, and we can go these point by point. First is, I feel a bit lost as I'm honestly unaware what the device is capable of. As I mentioned in the first impressions video, I wish that there was like a user guide that was just on the screen when I opened it up that could tell me a little bit about what it could do. And there wasn't. And I eventually found the user's guide, which I go into a little bit later. But I'm still unsure of everything it can do. And I wish there was some sort of beginner's guide for that. And I'm still discovering that. I don't think that's going to be discoverable in 24 hours. I've watched a few videos online of people using it and going through the device and tried to get some tips from that. But I'm still unsure of how exactly this is best used in my use cases. Second thing is I'm unfamiliar with the Android way of doing things and organizing. And that's definitely true. I'm an Apple and iOS guy. Linux occasionally. I got a Windows PC for gaming, but I don't have any experience with Android. And some of the things that it does, some of the settings, things like that, I'm just not familiar with it and need to be, familiarized with that. Need to know about how to do that because I don't know how to use how the Android way works, I guess. I'm a bit lost. That's just going to take some time. When split screen with Notes and Kindle and the Kindle app, which is really cool, by the way. I had the Kindle app on one side and Notes on the other. I had a few issues where my palm messed up my note taking, moving forward and or back, etc. And that's been true not only on the split screen setup, but also in the PDFs, and like the PDF reader. I think it's Neo Reader or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of the app. But it was hard to take notes in PDFs because I would set my palm down and start writing, and it would switch to the next page and then put the marks on the page. Where I intended for those marks to be on the previous page. That, as you can imagine, got very annoying. I turned off as many gestures as I could that seemed to make sense in the PDF app, but it was still happening. It's still bothersome to me. In fact, at the bottom here, my last note was still really struggling with palm rejection in PDFs. I don't know if that's something that I need to set up, or if that's just something I need to deal with and learn how to or where to put my palm. I've tried all sorts of things I can think of, but so far it's been an issue. I don't like that. I've done nothing so far in which a color screen has been a benefit. I did upload a couple of PDFs that had color in them, a lot of color, just to look at the screen with that color. And while it was pretty cool to have an e-ink screen showing color, especially coupled with the battery life, I don't know why I would look at that here and not on like my iPad, for example. If they said better battery life, then sure, I'd look at it here. But considering how fast the battery runs down, coupled with how little I'll probably be using the color capability, I'm starting to wonder if this is actually a device for me or not. Leaning towards probably not. If even like highlighting in Kindle, like with yellow, it's like, yeah, I can kind of tell it's yellow, but it's just not very bright and not very obvious that it's yellow. And I've got a bluish note here, and you can tell it's really faint. And I don't know. The color thing was cool. I just don't know if it's for me. What the heck is that circle in the bottom right? So this Naviball was really bothering me. It kept on getting in my way. I didn't know what it was for. Like all these icons I'm not used to these icons. I didn't know what they did. So I turned it off. I found a way in the settings just to turn the Naviball off completely. And I did so until I found the user settings or user guide, which I'll go into here in a little bit. I found the user guide and it had a section on the Naviball. So I was like, oh, okay. Well, there's some things that would be helpful in there. Like the thing I only use it for right now is this little app switcher. So I can switch between like recent apps, recent documents or whatever that I've been looking at. And so that's the only thing I've been using it for. And if I could maybe have that work with one of these gestures, then I'll probably do that and not have the Naviball at all. Because otherwise I don't really know why I would use the Naviball, I guess. Okay. I've used 20% of the battery with pretty minimal usage, only notes in Kindle, and only for 5 hours or so. So that was about 5 hours after my unboxing. 2 of those hours or more, I just didn't use it at all. And those other 3 were minimal usage, like reading Kindle and taking notes. Those are the only 2 things I did on the app or on the device. And 20 percentage points down on battery, that's a lot, I think, for an e-ink device, at least what I'm hoping to use it for. The reports about the screen screen brightness needing to be rather high for normal usage seems to be correct. In my unboxing, I was mentioning that I think I could probably get away with having the brightness all the way down. One of the things I failed to take into account was the fact that I have quite a few lights around me right now in order to film this, and that didn't translate very well to like normal everyday usage. So like once I got out of here and used it under a normal ceiling light or a reading lamp, it just was too dark. So I've been using it mostly with the brightness up about there, which of course makes the battery run down faster, which is unfortunate. The reports about the screen, I already did that one. I think I may be feeling some very little heat on the back. Is that body heat transfer? So as I was reading in Kindle, I noticed that the back, like right around here, was getting a little bit not hot at all, but there was some heat there. Made me wonder if there was just heat transfer or if it actually was getting warm. It wasn't bothersome at all. This isn't a negative. It's just something I noticed, and so I thought I'd write it down. I don't know which app I'm currently in. That is true. Like there have been times where, like especially when I first loaded a PDF on here and opened the PDF, I didn't know what app I was in order to read that PDF. So when I went back home to write a note, and then I was like, well, how do I get back to that PDF? It took me a while to figure out how to find that PDF again. The next one is, how can I quickly go back to the last app I was using? That was before I found out about this Naviball thing. I would love to be able to quick switch between notes and then the app I was in that prompted a note. And other than the Naviball, I can't figure out how to do that easily. How can I? Oh, I just did that one. I did find the user manual in the settings. It was sort of helpful. So eventually in the settings, as I was just looking around, I did find a place where I could download the user manual as a PDF and then read that in the PDF reader on the device. And I read the whole thing. It was somewhat helpful. It told me about the Naviball and a few other different settings that I've been trying and toying with. So that was helpful. I just wish it was on the device and pointed out to me when I first opened the device. That'd be helpful. I'm starting to really like the feel of the writing. That's still true. I wrote 3 full pages on here since I wrote that, and it's real nice. Like when I first started writing on it, it was squeaky. Like it honestly squeaked as I was writing on it. I don't know if that was the tip of the pencil or if that was the surface of the device, but that's gone away. Like I guess as I've been using it, either something's rubbed off from the pencil or the surface of this has my oils on it, or it has now been scratched a little bit because of, not like scratched, but like used, I guess. So now like I really enjoy the feel of the writing experience. I really enjoy it. So I like that. And the last thing was still really struggling in palm rejection. I already went over that. So after 24 hours, those are my thoughts on this device. The battery life coupled with my, I don't think I'll need the color capability, means I'll probably end up liking the 3 a lot better for my use cases. And I'm going to give this the rest of the day, and then tomorrow open up the Note Air 3 to see how that is compared to this. Other than that, if you have any questions about this device or comments, leave them below. I'll read them, and if it makes sense, I'll try to get back to you like with another video, or at least with a response in the comments. And if you found this helpful at all, feel free to like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. But I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.